With the first Trump-Biden debate now smoldering behind us, the betting markets have picked their winner. That also means they've decided on a loser, President Donald Trump. Tuesday marked the first time the incumbent squared off face-to-face against his rival, Democratic nominee and former Vice President Joe Biden. The two septuagenarians bickered, insulted, belittled and at times screamed at one another at almost regular intervals, all in hopes of convincing the American public each is the best choice to control the world's largest deployed nuclear arsenal. And while conventional, real-time polling may have been unavailable during the roughly hour and a half Trump and Biden squabbled, bets were furiously being made over whom the markets believe will be the person running the US for the next 4 years. Subscribe to First Mover, our daily newsletter about markets. Subscribe by signing up. You will receive emails about CoinDesk products and you agree to our terms and conditions and privacy policy. So why turn to the so-called predictions markets, where people bet on the outcomes of major events? The theory goes something like this: those willing to risk their capital provide more accurate information about expectations than those who merely answer a survey. Money talks, as they say. Trump's rough night on Predicted and Predicted, a prediction market run by New Zealand's Victoria University of Wellington, the volume of shares on the question who will win the 2020 US presidential election saw its highest ever day on Tuesday, coming in at about. Bettors buy shares in a candidate. When a candidate wins, the payoff is $1 per share. Everyone who bet on someone else goes home with nothing. Besides being centralized, Predicted is also regulated in the United States. Shares of Trump on Predicted set. 29/30/2020 source. Predicted shares of Trump started off the debate trading at around 46 cents, roughly where they had been for much of the month. Early in the debate, as it quickly heated up, buyers began growing a little more optimistic on Trump's prospects, with shares rising to as high as 48 cents. However, they closed the hour back at 46 cents after roughly, shares traded hands. Just 7 hours before, fewer than shares were traded. As the night wore on and the debate took a turn for the weird, if not troubling, sellers came in where they could, taking prices down to as low as 42 cents, more or less where it was at press time. Read more. Prediction markets time has come, but they aren't ready for it. Meanwhile, Joe Biden's shares remained more or less in the 59-cent range during the debate. However, some shares were traded. Considering the higher price, that's a couple of $1,000 more in volume. Biden's stock has since been on an upswing, as high as 63 cents as this article was published. Shares of Trump on Predicted set. 29/30/2020 source. Predicted. Given the nature of this election, there were a few trades for the nominees' running mates. Some shares of Kamala Harris were traded between 3 cents and 5 cents during the debates. A buyer or several buyers, perhaps speculating the cop would want to or need to change the top of their ticket, bought nearly shares of Mike Pence at the for between 1 cent and 2 cents. Florida, the American election, of course, isn't a one-horse race. Rather, it is 51 separate elections for sets of electors from each state and the District of Columbia. And that is where some of the more interesting price movements have been taking place. On Wednesday, bettors changed their minds about Florida, moving the Sunshine State from Republican at 52 cents to Democrat at 51 cents. Like presidential shares, state races also pay $1 to the winner and nothing to the loser. That compounds trouble on the electoral map for Trump, who is seeing traditional Southern Republican states like North Carolina and Arizona come into play. Wagers also. You can read full post on CryptoFans News, link available in text below.